Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday, December 17th of 2017, and I'd like to welcome you all to the official Episode 1 launch of Stupid Simple Crypto, your almost daily information source. For Episode 1, I figured there was probably two logical places to start, either starting with what is Bitcoin so that anybody can understand it, or how do I get started investing in Bitcoin. After weighing the options around, I figured probably the most fun option, and also to get rid of everybody's fear of missing out, is to go over exactly how to get started investing in Bitcoin. So over the next couple of minutes, I'll lay out my guidelines and how I think everybody should get started into the world of crypto. For right now, the easiest way to get started investing in cryptocurrency is to open up an account with Coinbase. So go to Coinbase.com, you'll see their nice blue splash page here. If you want to get started, enter your email address. You can go up into the right hand corner, click sign up. It'll ask you for your email address, pick a password, what state you're in, some other basic information. Go ahead and fill that out, and then once you click through, you will officially have a Coinbase account where you can turn your hard-earned US dollars into either Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin. I use Coinbase myself because for right now it is the most straightforward, the simplest, and one of the most secure on-ramps for your US currency into the largest offerings of cryptocurrency that are out there. Now that you have your initial Coinbase account set up, what do you do with it? Well, I recommend investing $100 into Bitcoin as soon as you get it set up. That way you get an easy entry into the market and you can see some of the things that are going on. In the show notes for this show, I'll have a referral link to Coinbase, so if you open your account through that link and deposit $100 into Bitcoin, after a week you'll get $10 worth of Bitcoin and I'll get $10 worth of Bitcoin. Biggest thing isn't whether or not that I do, although it's kind of nice, but the important thing is that you get an initial 10% on your investment for not having to do anything, and that's not counting the growth that will almost certainly come on your Bitcoin over the next week. So why not more than $100? Well, for two reasons. First, if you're watching me, you probably don't understand enough about cryptocurrency in order to really understand what's going on, trends, supportive technology, which way the currency's heading, blah, 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 any of those stuff. In a lot of cases, this might actually be your first investment of any kind. Honestly, other than my 401k at a former employer, this was my first investment of any kind too. So you'll definitely get there with the knowledge, but you shouldn't invest too much into something that you don't actually understand, especially not right away. You don't just want to listen to the weird guys on YouTube. Listening to the weird guys on YouTube is how back in 2008 and 2006 we had people buying houses to flip that had never even owned a home before. And we all know how that turned out, so we really don't want a repeat of that scenario here with our cryptocurrency. And it's been a phenomenal investment overall, so don't be afraid to start slow and really just take your time and learn how things are going. Once you get into Coinbase, you'll see there's two options for funding your account. One of those is a bank draw, and one of those is using a Visa card. The fee for the Visa card is higher. Now, in some circumstances, that's not going to matter, but for this initial investment, I recommend you just using the bank draw option. Your coin won't be available for a week, which is fine. I recommend you not plan on touching this investment immediately anyway. So go ahead and put that initial $100 in, and it'll give you an easy entrance, and you can start seeing some of the things that cryptocurrency can do for you. So why invest in Bitcoin and not some of the other coins that are available? This is what Coinbase looks like inside of your account, by the way. The reason for Bitcoin is also the same reason why some people ask that question. For the most part, Bitcoin has stable growth. You can look over the last year and see that it's gone from 789 bucks up to nearly 20,000 in some places this morning. But it's done that on a very gentle curve. There's really no point that would have been bad to jump into this. Right around here in June is when I really became aware of Bitcoin again, and you can see had some great growth opportunities I didn't take advantage of. But Bitcoin is stable. Most of the time it grows fairly slowly. It has had some nice exponential growth here in the last month. Honestly, I don't expect that to continue permanently. It may, If I'm wrong, isn't it a good thing to be in there? But I really wouldn't plan on your $1,000 that you put in here eventually growing to $100,000 in the next 6 months. That's not overly realistic given the numbers involved at this point. They're just too high. Ethereum and Litecoin are both great investments as well. We'll talk about those in a future episode. But for right now, I think Bitcoin is the best place to start. It is the gold standard for cryptocurrency right now. It is the safest, it is the most stable, and it is also in the process of transforming from a currency itself into really more of a commodity. Again, we'll get into that on a future date, but I think Bitcoin is the safest entry for right now. And the other thing is, you see all these great spikes here and you think, oh, I'm going to get rich tomorrow. Again, it may. If so, we all win. That's great. But I would plan on holding anything you invest for a minimum of 6 months. If you jump in and start trying to time the market up and down, that's a great way to miss out on a lot of growth that can come your way. So whatever you put in, $100 or more, just really plan on holding that for a while. And I think $100 is a great first investment for the first week so that you can get in there, see it grow a little bit when it pops through to your account, and then take that time to learn everything that you can about cryptocurrency from me and anybody else that you can get a hold of. The last thing I wanted to touch on is just some basic ground rules for investing in general, but specifically for investing in cryptocurrency. I think the most important thing that you can do is learn to invest regularly. Even a little bit going in on a regular basis over time can lead to some big gains. I mean, everybody wants to think that, oh, I put $1,000 into an account back in 2012 and then I didn't touch it for a while and magically I'm the newest Bitcoin billionaire, and that's just not going to happen to you. It's not going to happen to me either. The odds of that happening are very small. If you learn to invest amounts on a regular basis, you're going to see far better growth long term. Also, don't invest in things just because somebody else tells you to invest in them. I used to say don't invest in anything that you don't understand, and I still believe that to a point, but you can stretch that definition quite a bit. There's several coins that I've bought and sold and made money on, and if you held a gun to my head, I couldn't tell you what any of those did that was different from Ethereum or Litecoin or Bitcoin or any of those. So I think it's important to understand the basics. You don't necessarily have to understand every little piece of it. I'm not a programmer. I'm never going to understand how the blockchain technology works on an actual basis. I just understand what it does for people overall. So take the time to learn, but the biggest thing with that is don't invest in something just because somebody you see on a screen tells you to. Whether it's me or anybody else, I'm offering my opinion as I see it. You really need to make the choice for yourself and go with what you feel is the best information. Lastly, I've seen on the news and headlines and everywhere about people taking out mortgages on their house to invest in Bitcoin. For the love of God, do not take out debt to invest in anything. Bitcoin, mutual funds, nothing. It's a terrible idea. In fact, before you do any investing of any size, you really should have all of your personal debt paid off first. Because the returns you get on any investment versus the return of freeing up your own income to invest in yourself later, you can't even really do the math. I've been down that road. Pay off your debt first before you get into the investing. Absolutely, you're going to see better returns in the long term, even if it feels like you won't right now. Well, I think that's everything for today, folks. Thank you for joining me on episode 1 of Stupid Simple Crypto. Hopefully I've given you enough information and comfort to feel good about putting your first $100 into the market, so I wish you well and have a good week with those. If you have any questions, comments, or anything you'd like me to cover, please leave that in the comments section of this video. You can also reach out directly to me. My name is Ash. You can reach me at stupidsimplecrypto@outlook.com. And remember, the world keeps changing. Your money should too.